morning, everyone. Thank you so much for meeting with me today. We're going to talk a little bit about our training on your brand new iPhones. And by the way, congratulations for being brand new Apple employees. What we're going to do today is very short and very simple because tomorrow you're going to be going through a training that is more extensive. It's going to teach you even more about how to use your iPhone. But today we're just going to start with a little bit of the basics. But first, I want to actually introduce you to the concept of open up your mind. Because maybe with other phones you've been able to use those applications in different ways. So what I want everybody to do, take your pens, take your paper, and I want you to write down your name. Write down your name. All right. Everybody ready? How'd that feel? How fast could you do that? Pretty comfortable, I'm thinking, since you've been doing that for a long time. What I want you to do now is do it a second time. But this time, I want you to write it with your other hand. How did that feel? A little uncomfortable? A little bit of anticipation of what it's going to turn out to be, what it's going to look like? Maybe that you have been doing something for so long and it feels so comfortable. What I'm going to do today in your training is I'm going to start with asking you to kind of clear your mind a little bit and realize that it's going to take a little bit of practice. I guarantee you, if you wrote your name in the other hand over and over and practiced, it would get more comfortable. It would be more comfortable. So that's kind of my concept here. All right. So let's begin. When your iPhone is on, the main screen is going to show you whatever applications you already have downloaded. You might not have downloaded anything yet, so it's going to be fairly basic at first. But here's how you're going to be able to download your applications. So here is an example of what your main screen might look like. So we have a weather icon, we have iTunes, we have messages, and you have an App Store. So what I want you to do is click on App Store. App Store is going to take you to a new screen where you can search for anything that you desire. There are, I'm going to say, millions of apps out there that you can actually download. Angry Birds happens to be my favorite. So type in Angry Birds, and then here at the bottom you're going to have different categories that you can actually search for, or just do like I did, Angry Birds search. So I would click search. When I click search, Angry Birds comes up again, and I have a couple of options, and sometimes you have maybe 20 options that you're able to choose from. I happen to like the free versions of applications, so I'm going to go ahead and choose free. So when I choose my application that I want to install, I'm going to get a green install button, and I want to choose install. Once I choose install, a new box is going to pull up, a new window is going to pull up, and it's going to ask you for your Apple ID. So I type in my username, heather@awesome.com, and my password, of course, my password I'm not going to tell anybody about, so you can leave that to your imagination. But as soon as I type in my username and my password and then install it, we get to the new home screen. And now you're going to see a new icon. These are the original 4. And now we have Angry Birds. So you're going to be able to slingshot Angry Birds at those pigs, basically, at those green pigs, and have a little bit of fun, have a little bit of game. So after all that happens, then you're off to the races. You get to have a little bit of fun. So I promised you a quiz. Dun, dun, dun. Don't worry about the quiz. It's not going to make or break our training session today. But I know everybody was paying attention. So if you want to install an application on your iPhone, where do you begin? Very good, very good. You start with the App Store. So you start with the App Store and then you have to log in and so forth, is what we've been talking about. The second question, why do you need a username and a password? Because you need a username and password, potentially you might have a free application that you're downloading, but you need to log in with your Apple ID. But also, if you are choosing to purchase an application, then you will need to likely use a credit card to be able to purchase that. So username and password are going to be required anytime you download any kind of application. Let's see. So, in conclusion, when you are downloading applications, start with the App Store. Go through the motions. You're going to have to first, of course, have an Apple ID, which you all have now since you're Apple employees. You have to have an Apple ID, and you have to have your password available so that you can download applications. Again, I promised you it was going to be brief, so it is brief. We are complete now. We are finished with our training session today. Tomorrow, bright and early, nobody late, tomorrow we're going to get so much more in depth about how to efficiently use your iPhone and all of the applications that might be available to you. So I look forward to seeing you. Anybody want to bring coffee, donuts? No? Oh. All right. Awesome. I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for joining my training class.